Alright, once again, here we go. We have one more kit here that I have not yet opened. I've never had this kit before, never built it, never nothing. So, here we go. This is the 63 Impala by AMT. I have watched some videos on this, and it's definitely an interesting kit. I'm going to go ahead and kind of get it up close and get some opinions myself. Yes, I know my blade could be a little sharper. In fact, let's go ahead and fix that right now, just a little bit here. I know that's not perfect, but it's okay. It doesn't need to be... Oh, there we go. That's better. It doesn't take much just to, you know... In fact, one of the best ways you can do, if you just need to touch up your real knife, is go out to your car, roll down your window part way, and you have that frosted top edge on your car window. Do a few strokes each direction. It has just enough grip there to take down a knife that just has a slightly rolled over edge and re-hones it back down. It is also good to, you can do that kind of as a strop as well, and it will come out nice, and good way to polish an edge too. Now, back to the build, or not the build, sorry, the review, alright, or the inbox review, you want to call it an opening box, or, whatever, I don't care, call it what you want. So we have a lot of options here in this kit. They say there's a drag version, but I cannot find anything to indicate that there is a drag version here. So, first things first, we have 3 grills first. Factory grill, which I may or may not use. The headlights look like they're actually rotated in the grill on this side, so the headlights definitely, I mean, it looks like you might screw it up in real life, so I guess that's fairly realistic. I don't know what, oh, those are, I don't know what the hell those are. I really don't. Some knockoffs there. These look like bumperettes for one of the custom grills. The wheels, these are kind of like a weird, like a Keystone version of a Krager maybe. I don't know. This grill looks cool. I may end up using that grill. I don't like that grill, but that's just my personal preference. To me, this is more like a 64 grill. There are some side pipes. The engraving overall is quite nice. There is a lot of flash, though. I mean, the origins, the bones of this kit are pretty ancient. The sprue gates are massive. You're going to lose a lot of chrome. I can't help that, unfortunately it's in spots like that where it's really easily visible. Molotow marker can possibly help clean it up. Here are some other custom grills and bumpers, but you are going to have to cut apart the body to use these. But this here is supposed to be newer tooling. And it's definitely, I don't know how new, but it's definitely newer tooling. Does not have the flash that the other does. It looks like we have tools, a couple of wrenches, some pliers, crescent wrench, screwdriver, hammer, a couple more screwdrivers. So that's interesting there. I'm going to set this off to the side for a reason for now. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to this here. And I don't know where my blades are right now, but I'm a cheap bastard. Alright. Body is nice. It's nice and thick. This is another simplistic build. Promo style chassis. But the interior is solidly keyed. Interior looks, it's very simplistic, but it's not too bad. The engraving is quite decent, especially for the kit's age. I don't know when is the original copyright on this kit. I have no idea. I'm going to kind of set these to the side for the moment for a reason. Just because I know some of the stuff in here. I've looked at the box stuff in the back. They are... oh, wait a minute. That's not right. Looks like I'm missing some taillights. Well. That's only one set of red taillights, it appears. I'll have to check that out in the instructions. I hope I'm wrong. Or maybe we'll find more. White wall tires, all stock. Nice tread. The white wall looks nice. Okay, so the custom seats actually look really, well, they're kind of interesting, but they look nice. They're two-piece. I don't know how you're really going to glue those down. That just looks kind of, with that curve like that, I don't know, to me it just looks kind of silly. I don't like using seats like that. I may do them on this one. I have no clue yet. I'm thinking of doing this as a lowrider since I recently designed some lowrider wheels, some nice spoked wheels. So I may do this as a lowrider. If so, I will likely be using this and build it as a curbside, and probably be doing these as well, but I will cover them with walking. So here is one of the custom hoods. So in order to get this to actually end up working, okay, as you can see, you know, I'm not going to use this hood, so I don't know, I doubt it though. I don't think I'm going to do all that surgery. Let's not do that way. Let's go ahead and here we go. Here is my nippers. All right, let's do this just so I can kind of show you what is what. But first, let's kind of go. So here is the firewall. It actually has some surprisingly good engraving. The same thing with the snail horns there. The battery actually looks, it looks all right. The brake master cylinder, if that's what that is, which I believe so, looks good. The radiator is a joke, but I mean, you're not going to see much of it anyway in this kit. It's not really designed for that. So here's this. As you can see, that sticks out quite a bit. You are going to be performing surgery. You can cut the top off. There is nowhere really indicating underneath where to cut, but you can cut that off and turn it into a convertible if you like. So we'll put that there. The dashboard actually, surprisingly enough, looks really good. You might even be able to make this pointy enough and get right down in there to highlight some of that if you want. Steering wheel it's got a lot of flash, but looks like it's easily cleaned up. Okay. Alrighty, let's take a look at some of these custom options and some other stuff. Now, I will confess I have seen some other reviews on this kit and builds, so I do know a little bit more about it than some of the others, even though I haven't had this yet. So I do happen to know that the hood fits like Dookie. Here we go. This is what is that? I think that's the front end. Yeah, that's a grill, bumper, whatever. Who knows? Maybe I'll go ahead and build this up as a, weird ass, like concept custom style from back in the day. I don't know. Probably not, but it's not an absolute no. That doesn't really go on the, well, actually, yeah, that does kind of go on the back, doesn't it? Yeah, that would not go on the front. So yeah, no, that would go back here. It'd glue right on there. That would definitely be different. So as we can see. Definitely different. Oh boy, yeah, no, what? Oh, one metal axle. That's okay. Mention those decals, maybe. I've heard this fit. Again, this hood fits like crap. It is what it is. This leaves some nasty marks, but I'm probably gonna leave the hood closed, do a total like that anyway. We have so we have that hood there, which matches up with this front end here, which just looks. It doesn't look silly. It definitely looks, like something you might see in a James Bond movie. As a custom, kind of like that. It's not. It's different looking. Engine is a little bit to be desired. It's not bad though. We have other interior parts here to customize the interior. Basic little 2-barrel GM carburetor. Again, we have a correctly done fan. This looks that's shaped correctly. Valve covers are definitely along the tall side. The ram's head, ram horn exhaust manifolds would be correct. Air filter actually has the correct shape. I'm sorry, air cleaner. What do we got here? So the custom version here is a. It's like there might be an 8-track player in here, but here is a turntable with a record. Here's the cover for it. Here is, those are scoops or seat backs. Here is a TV, some speakers, part of a trophy. There's a rabbit. So, I mean, I guess if you want some, your scale driver to have some Hassenpfeffer, there you go. Not sure what these are. I don't even want to speculate because I'll probably get them wrong. Same thing with these. I don't know. They're different though. These are not the same. Which is kind of weird because they have the same part number. But they're not the same. They're close. No, there are some differences. That's kind of weird. There is some engraving on the TV. Hot Rod, it says. And it doesn't show up in the camera, but still not running a great camera. I have a power supply coming for my digital, one of my consumer grade, prosumer level digital SLR. I do have a professional level one, but it's quite a bit heavier. It's full frame, which is not needed for this, and I'm not going to use that for this. And I can use my lightweight prosumer, which should fit on my tripod, and it will provide much better. It's a Canon 2000D. I do have a 6D Mark II, but that is way too heavy for doing this, and again, it isn't needed. Decals. What do we have here? Okay, we have some lowrider style decals that look, I don't want to say fantastic, but they look friggin' good. They are kind of a cross between the your standard like chulo lowrider paint scheme and like an American Indian paint scheme, like a Cherokee-ish. That's what it gives, like a Cherokee vibe to me. I'm not saying it's any Cherokee style. I wouldn't have. It just has that vibe to me. Yeah, some nice sponsorship decals. There's the AMT hot rod for the TV, but there's also a couple of 63 Impalas to put on the TV. Here is, there's some emblems. Wow, these look really good for chrome. You have some like, okay, so this right here, the SS, that would be a super gas. That'd be, I think that's super gas. I would have to ask my cousin. Dennis Boley, who is a race car driver and tech inspector and president of the racetrack. Yuck, frame filters. Lapine Chevrolet. You know what? That actually kind of. It's all Pennsylvania plates, but Lapine is in Oregon. They're gone. Lapine Chevrolet. But these all look really good. The decals are really good. I would describe them more as stock carish, or but not dragster, which is kind of weird. So let's see here. Yeah, this I only got one set of red taillights. Okay, those are part of the roll bar, number 28. Again, it shows them as being identical, but as you saw, they're not identical. But for what they do, it's completely irrelevant. It's just kind of funny. Really simplistic kit. I don't know how well it goes together. The mold seams need some cleanup. It's not as bad as other kits of this age. Again, this might be interesting to build like that, but I do kind of like. I don't like that grill, but I do like that one. I will be test fitting that. I may go with that. Those are the okay. Those parts I didn't want to speculate on are the front roll pan. That's interesting. I would probably actually, if I go with that grill, I'll probably cut the bumper off that. Actually, cut the bumper off. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. Depends on how I do it. But I'm most likely gonna try for the lowrider thing. Yeah, this is an interesting kit. I do not see that as drag at all. Those are not drag style decals. The only thing there that says drag to me is that SS and the Lapine Chevrolet tuning and the little sponsorship decals, but the big 45 on the side and the cross flag, checkered flags, that does not. That screams, weekend circle track, not drag strip. Oh, I'd say it's not a bad kit. It's a little older. It's just typical for the era. It's not a bad kit. It probably fits okay. From what I can tell, everything fits nicely by putting all this stuff together. The interior slides, and if the interior fit, the interior fit is actually really pretty good. There's a little bit of a gap on this side, less of one on this side, but that's not, the chassis slides right in very nicely. That is actually really, everything. Put the pins in back here. Come on, dum-dum. There we go. So let me see, where is it hanging up? Right there, right there. There's not much spreading or tweaking of the chassis to get it all in there. And that slips right on in. Look at that. The wheelbase lines up. So it might be just a slight touch forward, but it's not. Since they're both forward the same amount, it's not like you're really going to notice it. Promo style chassis, like I said, I'm probably going to try and turn it into a lowrider. Have it pretty low. I'll check and see how my wheels turn out after I print them. I'll make the decision from there. But for the era, it's. Would I pay $30 for this kit? Absolutely not. Now, 40% off at Hobby Lobby, absolutely, no problem. I would never buy this from a hobby shop. It is not worth modern prices in any way, but that's kind of weird. But we're going to go ahead and make this fit a little better by going, I have no idea. Let's just go like this, that. This is actually too long for the box, and that is okay. I'm not even going to worry about that right now, because these are going to, this chrome is going to get re-chromed. There is only one taillight in here, which means I am going to have to holler at AMT and be like, give me another taillight, damn it. So, I'm not happy with that. Thanks a lot, AMT. I actually wanted to kind of mess with this. So, oh well. I notice missing parts are getting more and more prevalent. I mean, regardless of the manufacturer, it doesn't matter. I have a Tamiya kit that's missing some parts here. I have, my son just bought a Ribhav kit. It's missing, and it's one of their newer kits. It's actually one I'm going to be reviewing. It's a 68 Charger. It's missing one whole set of wheels and some other stuff. The other stuff's a little more important. The wheels doesn't matter because I have the same kit, and I'm not going to be using any of the wheels that came with this, so he can use those. But yeah, I'll give him those, but he's got to order the other stuff. But yes, I only have taillights for one side. Shame on you, AMT. You suck. That being said, again, that price, no. 40% off that, yes. So if you found this review useful, definitely please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and please feel free to leave me a comment. Tell me how much you suck, how much you hate me and hate it. Tell me you love me. I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. Doesn't matter. But have a wonderful afternoon. Please hit that like and subscribe.